Welcome to the Basement Sports Network. Dolphins shit. I know y'all ain't seen us in a while. Well, y'all seen me, but y'all haven't seen the boys who pulling up with me. So we're gonna introduce the panel. We got my dog Nando down there in the bottom right. Nando, how you doing today?
I'm feeling good, man. Happy to be back on the stream and happy to be back with you guys and ready for some Dolphins football. Hopefully my boy Tua stays healthy.
Hopefully. That's a big hope that you got there. Shout out to my boy Reed from the fan chat in the comments. Got the NPC himself, 416J. 416, how you doing, my boy?
Chill, man. Just excited football's back, but I guess that's the most NPC answer I could give, so it feels right.
Exactly. You should be on like TikTok lives doing the little thing. Like yum yum. Like do that shit. Get you some money during the day. Of course, we got the #1 Dolphins villain in the land. My homie Juan Cardona. My boy. What's happening?
What's good, gang? It feels like we're back in mid-season form, bro. Honestly, like I feel like my trolling's like at A1 levels at this point. I feel good, bro. I feel good.
Hey, listen, bro. I'm telling you, I'm getting my bag. As your name says, I'm one of y'all now. I'm officially a Dolphins fan this season. So I will be joining the Juan Cardona Crusade. So if y'all thought I was any other type of fan, you got me fucked up. And rounding out the panel, back again. One time for the one time. My dog, half a cane, Kachi and Chisholm. Kyle, my boy, welcome back. And how are you doing this evening?
I am so fucking sunburned. It is unfucking real, man. This heat is brutal. This summer camp shit is brutal, but you know, it's I'm good. I'm just tired. I'm so fucking tired. I'm unreal fucking tired. I'm losing my brain cells.
Bro, you're not the only one tired. I think the rest of us are tired of waiting for football to come back. And I feel like as it got closer,
this is a real football right here, bro.
First of all, that is feet ball, not football. Okay, they use both.
Methy is here. Methy was at Jose Marti Park today, so
fuck all that, bro. Miami, NC, or Inton. I don't watch soccer, so I don't.
Nah, fuck that club. Fuck them. They fucked over my dog Austin Robo.
They got the GOAT. They got the GOAT. So that's what time it is.
Fucking in Miami.
Whatever, bro. That's the GOAT, bro. Messi. That's who they got. I don't know these people. I do know that the Dolphins have come back around town, and I'm interested to hear where you boys are, your level of excitement. So we're gonna start with you, Nando. Tell me first. We're gonna start with what you're most excited to see when football crank back up.
I'm most excited to see Tyreek Hill, to be honest, bro, because the shit that he's been talking on his podcast just got me fired up, bro. And the season that he had, I mean, he brought an immediate impact, bro, off the rip. I'm just excited to see year 2, man. I mean, when you put those words out there, man, saying that you're going to get 2K, saying that you're going to win a Super Bowl, I know it's a long shot, but I just love the confidence, man. Like, that's what you want to see a dog like Tyreek Hill say. So I'm excited to see what year 2 with him in the Dolphins uniform brings. And then I'm hoping that we could just, have a better season, more consistent season, not have a, up and down season with our quarterback. So I hope Tua stays healthy. But as far as excitement goes, man, probably our 2 top guys, man, Tyreek Hill and then seeing Jalen Ramsey on the other side lock shit up. I was hyped up with that Madden rating. I didn't think he was going to get that high with that Madden rating, man, but I'm excited to see those 2.
We're not talking about those, bro. They're horrible.
Having Jalen Ramsey ranked as the #1 corner on Madden is nasty work.
That was nasty.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. But Nando, I already see what you're doing, and I'm calling people out on their bullshit this year. Y'all gonna have to deal with me. You said it's a long shot for the Dolphins to win the Super Bowl, which means you are already setting the bar in hell for this team. I can see where you setting the bar already. Lowering expectations so that people don't get pissed off when an obvious playoff team don't make the playoffs.
Can I get AFC Championship? Can I book that
you
one?
Said it. You want to book the AFC Championship this early?
I'm booking it this early. If Tua stays healthy, or can
No. That if Tua
Hey.
stays healthy, shit going out the window.
Hey, Mike White got balls, bro. AFC Championship, book it right here.
Can I mention if Tua gets healthy thing, or if Tua stays healthy thing, really quick?
Bro, I've heard that phrase so many times, bro.
It's going to be
every podcast, every Miami Dolphins, anything, any piece of content. It's all if Tua stays healthy, and I can't.
It's just one reason and one reason only. I was doing stuff with For anyone that likes WWE, I was doing with one of Seth Rollins' best friends, if you know who that is. And I made a bet with him that Tua wouldn't stay healthy. He'd have to send me an autograph thing of Seth Rollins. I guarantee I win that bet by week 3.
What
Ooh,
define?
Just saying.
First of all, I need to hear the parameters of that bet. When you say stay healthy, how many games are
If
you talking about?
he has to miss a singular game, one game.
That's
Bro,
the
that's
dumbest
money
bet.
in the bank. That was
That's
like
the dumbest bet ever made.
Yeah,
So
that's
Kai out
easy.
here getting
I'm
over
so
on
excited.
folks.
I'm so excited.
Kai over here getting over on folks. Shout out to Kai for getting the free Seth Rollins autograph. Jay, want to hear your outlook on the season, bro? What you most excited about?
As Captain Canada himself, I'm obviously going to go with the Canadian. I'm so excited to watch Javon Holland play ball this year. I think people are sleeping on him after last year because of, people say he had a down year, whatever people want to say about him. I just don't think that was the case. I think there was a lot of other factors that played into that. I'm very excited to watch him ball under Vic Fangio. I think this guy is about to have a career year, be a top 5, top 10 safety, if not higher. I just think the sky is the limit for this kid. And I think he's ready to do it. And with Fangio and not not a literal crackhead at DC, we'll be chilling. We'll be so much better on the defensive side of the ball. I'm also excited for X just because I think he's having to come back here in the zone scheme defense too. But Javon Holland, man, that's my dog. I think in zone, I think him using his skills, like the way he tackles, which we all know is like a huge part of safety for Vic Fangio's defense. Like that's what I'm excited about. I think this kid's about a ball. I think he's about to put Miami on the map. Like in terms of, I always feel like the secondary, whatever, contrary, because Jalen Ramsey does have the highest overall somehow in Madden. I feel like they always get disrespected, but man, I think Javon Holland's about to go crazy.
Yeah, I think that defense in general should be like better than it was last year. It's not, that shouldn't be too difficult though, because they were piss poor in a lot of instances last year. And a lot of people wanted to blame that on the coordinator and shit like that. I don't mind. So you got Fangio, the best defensive mind in history, if you ask any other Dolphins fan. But I mean, I'm interested to see how it all work out. Gotcha, Chisholm. Let me hear what you're most excited about.
I mean, it would be a cop out to say that I'm going to get a signature for him missing games. I would say so honest to God, I think the thing I'm most excited about is, as much as I like to hate on him and talk shit on Twitter and in anytime I'm on anything vocal, I think I'm excited about what Jaylen Waddle can do this year. I think, damn, I hate this because we were just said about ifs and Tua, but if he can learn to stop jumping when he has to catch every single ball, I think that those plays that he goes 20 yards, 25 yards can start going 40, 45 yards, because instead of jumping for a ball and not catching the ball in stride and trying to put it to his chest and not use his hands and drop them, he'll be able to take those balls and go a little bit farther than that. I think that we can have one of the best wide receiver duos in the NFL. Obviously, again, everything is a freaking if with this goddamn team, but I think that that's one of the things I'm most excited about.
I fuck with that.
Also, Tyreek's going for 2,000. I can book that right now.
I believe it.
Tyreek is going for 2,000. He almost.
I just feel like Waddle's going to do too much though.
No,
I think both of those things will be
He's hitting
heavily
2,000.
I think
influenced by-
Durham Smythe is going to keep him out of it.
No, I'm so dead ass.
Hey, we extended, bro. So he's here for the long term,
I
baby.
think-
That's tight
I
end
think
one.
Tyreek is hitting 2,000 yards. I fully believe in it.
I think both of those things are contingent on Tua playing well. Like
And
that
I
is-
know, but still,
Yeah.
I really do believe that he's hitting 2,000 yards. He almost.
Well,
There were times last year where you were thinking, as a Dolphins fan, Tyreek Hill's going to hit 2,000 yards, and it seemed realistic for a good point there. And obviously, all fucking hell broke loose with our team. But I really do think that he can hit that 2,000-yard mark this season. I don't think that he'll maybe have a ton of touchdowns. I think that can be a sacrifice of that, but I do think that he'll have a 2,000-yard season.
I mean, the only way I see that kind of like he has to get targeted more than he did last year. And I already thought he was
What's
targeted
the-
way
let me
too
see
much.
how
Like
much he got.
you have what,
You can't-
175 targets?
Yeah,
Like
you can't
like,
potentially throw him the ball more than you did last year, bro. Like, so that 2,000-yard mark,
Facts.
I think if you're expecting growth from Waddle, then Tyreek hitting 2,000 yards may be nice to say, but it could.
He had 170 targets.
That's a lot of targets.
I think I'd rather bet on Waddle going for like 1,400, 1,500 than Tyreek going for 2,000. I don't know if I'm crazy for that, but
I'd put a 5 on that. I think Tyreek's getting 2,000.
Sure.
100%.
Juan Cardona, you're not excited about very many things, so this should be easy for you. What are you excited about?
I'm excited
for
to
this-
get over with and just get it over with. Like I'm honestly like
this
this
is a real fan right here.
it's just the stench of fraud just just is whiffing from all points of angle. I could think of the most positive event for us, right? Like as far as like what could happen. And I think of it like 2017, 2018 Rams, like right, like this could be a team where maybe we go, I don't know, 12-5, but we kind of realize our QB ain't really gonna be the one to lead us to the promise.
But he's doing jujitsu now, bro.
That's.
Bro, why does everyone hate this kid? He's never done
Because
anything for.
It's
And he's
not-
been
it's
doing
not
neck,
him.
and he's been doing neck. He's been doing neck exercises. Wait, but he's been doing neck exercises. That means something. That means he's playing every single game, no matter what.
We do not care if he's going to start in the next season of Cobra Kai. We're going to let Juan finish his statement because I let all y'all cook. Juan, go ahead and finish, my boy.
I just think we're getting to the point where this, bro, we're already there. Like this is a win now team. Like this is a 2-year window, 3-year window. Tua is still on his last bit of rookie deal, and we gotta kind of figure out what the hell we're gonna be. Like we're all in. Like there's no more pieces we can possibly go in for. Like what are we, like Dalvin Cook? But like, bro, we were the 31st ranked rushing team last year for attempts. Like we're not. We have Tyreek and Waddle. Why would you? There's no need for it. I get it. It's an interesting idea, but like, bro, did you just see what Quentin Williams just got from the Jets? Like Wilkins is about to get a bag.
Mm-hmm.
JP's right there. Holland is right there. Waddle is all right there. Those are all from the same class. There's only one franchise tag. Math ain't mathing when you add Tua's deal into that. So it's just it's to the point we're gonna figure out exactly what we are. Is Fangio gonna come in and maybe pull a fucking, I forgot the coordinator's name we had in 2020.
Josh Boyer?
Nah, the other one, Chan Gailey. Is he gonna pull a Chan Gailey and come in and say, "Hey, man, I just threw away all my notes, bro. I don't know. I gotta figure it out." Like, I could not tell you what's going to happen with this team.
You just brought back war flashbacks.
Yeah, it's fascinating because we are really top heavy, like top 10 left tackle, top 10 or top 2 wide receiver duo. Our running backs are honestly some of the fastest in the NFL, if not the fastest. Cornerbacks locked down. I don't really like Bradley Chubb, but I guess you could say 2 pass rushing demons. But like, where does it all like tie in? Like, are we really a team that you can see a blueprint for to be successful? I don't know. We got a lot to see. I want to see McDaniel also grow because can't be making all these rookie mistakes that he did.
So I think that's something that somebody mentioned Tyreek Hill's podcast, and I think that's something that he was mentioning on it. Like this is going to be their second year in the program, everybody's second year together. So there's some kind of internal growth that people are expecting. And you sound a little skeptical about that. So in line with that, I want to hear what you're most worried about now, you optimistic hoes. Start with you, Nando. What's your biggest worry for the season coming up?
I can't say Tua, right?
Yeah, you can't say Tua's health.
Yeah,
That's
because
got to be
that's
off the
obvious.
list.
You can't. That's
a cop out. It's a cop out.
Outside of Tua's health.
I'm worried about what Mike McDaniel, honestly, man. I feel like, going into year 2, people are optimistic, but, let's not forget about that little stretch we had, where there was a lot of bad decisions that he made. There was a lot of, the 4th down stuff, the play clock stuff. There was a lot of things that were bad, and I feel like they're getting kind of swept under the rug. Like people aren't really talking about it that much. They're kind of, rightfully so, they're optimistic going into a new season. I'm just worried about like if shit hits the fan, how will the players react? Will this locker room actually stay locked in, believe in this coach, or will shit get ugly and go the wrong way? Because we've seen plenty of times and different occasions where a first-year head coach will get the locker room all on his side, but then quickly lose it. And I'm worried about that. Will he build off that? Will he have a better year 2 than he did? Because he has to make a lot of improvements, man. And he's the head of the snake. So if it's not Tua, it's him. So Mike McDaniel, all eyes on him for me to start. I'm pretty set. I think Fangio's going to do wonders with this defense. So I love how I feel good about that side. But the offense and then Mike McDaniel, like, what is he going to do? Because there was plenty of mistakes he's got to grow from, in my opinion.
So I'm with you. Like I've been a critic of Mike McDaniel for a while now, and admittedly it's because I'm a Flo fan. Like I'm a Brian Flores fan. So it was always going to be like me questioning what he did when he came in here. And I saw some mistakes last year. The team finished with the same record as they did with Flores, but a lot of people felt that this was an upgrade as a coach. I did not, but a lot of people did. And so I think year 2 will be a proven time for him to kind of like solidify what most people feel. Like this is the year where we're going to figure out whether or not he is actually a better coach than Flores for this team in particular. Jay, what are your biggest concerns for the upcoming season?
This one's easy for me. Again, we're not taking two, and as a resident NPC, I'll take the second cop out. It's the offensive line. So much undervalued position just because we haven't had an offensive line in I don't know how many years. Other than that unicorn year in like 2017, I feel like it's since I've been alive, we haven't had a good offensive line. I think you need a great offensive line to succeed in the league. So the fact that Austin Jackson is still potentially the starter right tackle, and the same thing with Liam Eichenberg at left guard or whatever the rotations would be on that, like that's crazy to me that they didn't address that. Like Dan Feeney's next up at left guard, or Isaiah Wynn, I guess we brought in another kind of project that we'll see because he kind of fiddled out with his old team. So the offensive line to me is going to be the thing that one will cause Tua to get hurt, if anything. And then number two, obviously, again, I'm not saying it's on the offensive line. I'm not backing to whatever. I'm saying that's part of it. And then I just think like with the run game, you need the offensive line to be there for a guy like Raheem Mostert, who I thought had a better year than people are giving him credit for, to keep succeeding. Same thing with a guy like Devon Achane, who's a rookie. You want that offensive line to be pushing. So to me, it's so important to have a great offensive line, and that to me is the weakest part of this team so easily. You could also say like the nose tackle position for Fangio's defense, but that's getting too into the nitty gritty. So give me the offensive line, man. That's what's worrying me the most.
Nose tackle in Fangio's defense is crazy because I'm worried about something else in this defense, and I'm hoping somebody don't hit it so that I can say it. But yes, I do agree that I think most had an underrated season last year. I'm not sure. Like, I still would have looked for upgrades, but I'm fine with the fact that, you know, you're bringing back the same backfield. It's better than the backfield that you've had in previous years, but I also agree that your offensive line has always been putrid. So, I mean, that's something that just kind of goes over people's head. Like, so I didn't even think about it as like a problem because it's always a problem. So, yeah. Like, it's just a matter of like, what else are they going to do?
Like, we got used to that shit already.
Yeah,
we didn't even mention it.
You're saying that's not even being fixed. That's not even on the table to be fixed.
No, that's not a thing. Like, the minute I saw Jesse Davis as a starter for your offense, I knew y'all didn't give a shit about offensive lines. And so, like, it's not a problem. It's a reality that you guys will consistently have to deal with no matter how this bill shapes out. Kyle, what's your biggest worry for the upcoming season, my boy?
I gotta unmute myself. My biggest worry, there was a lot of things that I was thinking of and trying to go, and I was trying to look up stats and trying to confirm certain things so that I could.
I was trying to
have
give you time.
A solid backing. I was trying to have a solid backing for what I'm going to say, but I think it relates to, and I think it was Juan that kind of mentioned it in terms of the running game and how we were ranked last year in terms of rushing attempts, I think is what he said. And it kind of relates into something that I mentioned a little bit earlier on in a different program earlier on this summer, where I said that I would like to see.
You can say 3 yards per carry if you want.
I'm just making sure, bro. You know, okay, 3 YPC.
Bro, bro.
Listen,
like we have no beefs with 3 YPC. Shout out to the game.
Look, man,
3 yards per carry. Shout out to the game. We don't
some
mind.
people are a little rough around the edges, right?
We not like that.
Okay, shout off.
Yeah.
So NCK and Simon, just because they're my guys.
Yeah.
But no, so I said earlier this summer on the OVC that I want Mike McDaniel to get back to doing what he was hired for in the first place, which is running the football. He was hired and he was the running game coordinator in San Francisco. And yes, they said he had a lot to do with the offense in general. And a lot of people, like, look, Mike McDaniel is now a sophomore. I know a lot of people were upset with how things went last year in terms of certain, play calls, certain decisions, challenges, getting the plays in too late. I think that having a guy like Fangio can help him with that. But I think he needs to get back to kind of, and I think it was Juan again that mentioned kind of when we have the weapons, what do you need Dalvin Cook for? You have a Jaylen Waddle, you have a Tyreek Hill. For whatever reason, people think Robbie Anderson or Chosen Anderson is going to turn a leaf this year. Those people are fucking insane.
Hey, first of all, that boy from Broward, So
I don't give a
So is Dalvin, and he ain't coming.
That
I
give
don't
him.
care.
That give
Dalvin
him.
from Miami.
Dalvin from Miami. Yeah,
we don't
but
claim that
chosen
boy.
is right. Exactly. Chosen
Dude,
from
I don't
Broward.
care
So
where
that
Chosen's
add
for.
add +3 to all his
He's
attributes.
he's not gonna turn into nothing this season for the Dolphins. All right, let's be serious. I want to get back to the running game. I want to get back to being able to run the football and do what he says and what was hired that he can do best. Because you draft a guy like Devon Achane. This is the first time that you've drafted a running back so high in quite some time. I think the last time, unless I'm mistaken, I've had some fog. Haven't been in the Dolphins war for a couple weeks now. But unless I'm mistaken, since Kenyon Drake, this is the highest that we've drafted a running back. So,
Absolutely.
and that was also the third round, I believe. So it's like the last time that you did this was Kenyon Drake. We saw how it worked out with Kenyon Drake, where everyone was like, "Oh, give him the touches." He went somewhere else, got the touches, and it was the same thing that people with brains thought it was going to be. I want the running game to get going. You have a Jeff Wilson Jr., you have a Raheem Mostert, you have a Devon Achane, you have speed. This whole thing that everyone keeps saying, speed, speed, speed. Use the speed, run the ball. You're talking about, we want to keep Tua healthy. Maybe I'm crazy here, but one of the greatest things you can do to keep the guy healthy is, to maybe have an efficient running game, to continue to open up the play action, give him more dinks and dunks that'll help what every quarterback in the NFL does that is efficient and that does great. It's not just about, we like to act like, the deep ball, the deep ball, the deep ball. It's like there are a ton of these dink and dunks, 5 yards, 10 yards, where it's those small plays, those small things we need to bring back. We need to have a running game. We haven't had a running game in who knows how long. And I don't even count the JHI year. Like, it's just, there needs to be a consistent running game, and he needs to go back to doing what he was hired to do. If he just doesn't, and he just kind of avoids it again, I think it'll end up being a disastrous season for the Dolphins. It won't be what we want it to be, because I think Tua is going to get overused.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, though, about the check down shit, too, because that was a topic of conversation last year a lot, too, about Tua not taking those checks.
Teaching him to do it. He wouldn't have – look, we sat on this stream, and I don't know if it was just me, but we sat on this stream screaming and hollering about how if he had taken his check down against the Bills, if he had taken his check down the next week or the next few days against Cincinnati, he never gets hurt. He never has that concussion. Ever. It just doesn't happen. And especially in that game against Cincinnati, he had 2 or 3 options that he could have passed to. If he made those passes, he doesn't get hurt. He doesn't. Like,
he didn't get hurt because of the O-line.
He got hurt for his playmaking and his decision. It's teaching him how to make those, making sure the whole point was throw downfield. You got Tua, you got Tyreek, you got Tyreek, you got Waddle, you got Tyreek, you got Waddle. And you completely forgot about the thing that made Mike McDaniel get hired in the first place. That San Francisco system. You didn't see any of
that. I find this comment interesting. He said, how can the Miami Dolphins be contenders when they don't have a top 10 quarterback? My brother, the LA Rams took Jared Goff to the Super Bowl.
The Green Bay Packers had Aaron Rodgers last year, and he was not a top 10 quarterback. And they were still being billed as contenders towards the end of the year somehow.
I thought that was going to turn into something disrespectful, and it did, kind of. But I'm going to let it slide right now because I'm
be real.
Fan.
Okay,
and
so
that is a division rival quarterback. I will not.
Royal.
I'm going. Look, bro, don't take me down this road, please.
Hold on.
Just let me be a Dolphins fan right
Listen,
now.
Listen,
he's new to this Dolphins
fandom for a second.
bro.
All right, Royal. This is for everybody. Let's be 100% honest, right?
Right.
Let's try, because we mentioned it before the stream. This whole debate about Aaron Rodgers and Tua, you be lying to yourself.
I don't lie to myself. I lie to everybody.
Said,
I'm a liar.
Kai Chen Chisholm solemnly swear that I would take Aaron Rodgers right now over Tua Tagovailoa.
I would. I'll take Aaron
no shot right now.
Right now. Today, I will take Aaron Rodgers.
I only need a quarterback for 2 years. That's all I need. I don't care.
Right now.
I would put more money on Aaron Rodgers and the Jets having a worse season than the worst season the Dolphins could have this year.
No, we're talking about putting Aaron Rodgers on the Dolphins.
In Aaron Rodgers,
I still wouldn't want him on the Dolphins.
I could never imagine telling you he ever had anybody like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Bro,
ever. Aaron Rodgers went on the Pat McAfee show and proclaimed. And how many times have we heard from players that they say once you have thought of the idea of retirement, you can never go back? He proclaimed at the top of his lungs, he was 99% retired before he went to his stupid darkness trip.
Because
the Packers couldn't contact him,
you tell
he
me
went
No, that's not. That was
He
because
was
the
in
issue
the
with the
woods.
GM.
He,
That was the
he
issue
was
with
in
the
the
GM.
woods doing
But look,
ayahuasca.
Kai, look.
Darkness
This is
strip.
what it comes down to me in
Like,
my head,
come
right?
on.
This is
Go
this is how Juan Cardona's mind works, right? Like, if you tell me, Juan, bet on Tua to play 17 plus the next 2 years each season. Juan's like, no, absolutely not. Bet Aaron Rodgers to go back to MVP form like he had for the last 3 seasons
with
or 2 seasons
Jalen,
ago.
Waddle, and Tyreek Hill as his receivers.
Bro, that's not.
I
That's
still
not a
don't think
close
he's
bet.
doing that.
That's not a close bet to me. Like,
I'm not even saying that Tua is a fantastic quarterback. I just don't believe in Aaron Rodgers.
I wasn't
anymore.
even
This is
talking
what I'm
about Tua's
saying.
play.
You're saying that Aaron Rodgers has fallen off so much that he can't take
No,
a
no,
top
no, no,
two.
no, no,
He
no,
can't
wait,
take
wait,
a
wait.
top 2 receiving duo
Let me
in
clarify.
the league and do
Yep.
anything
Let
better
me
than Tua
clarify.
can with it.
I think that Aaron Rodgers is checked out. It's not about him being. I still don't think he played great last season.
No.
But when you proclaim
He did.
that
No.
you are
He
basically
got
retired,
fire back in that gas right now. Like, they put gas on his fire.
Yeah,
what
I'm-
fire?
This offseason,
don't
he
worry-
said,
don't worry
"Man,
about it.
I don't want to go back to Green Bay." They looked at him and said, "Bro, you weren't coming back." He said, "What?"
Don't worry about it.
Alright.
I got somebody who will
Alright.
help us cover settle this. So
That's
I'm
a
gonna
tough
bring my
combo.
dog. I'm gonna bring my dog up here to help us settle this. We got my boy Kane Kendall pulling up one time for the one time. Kendall,
My boy.
Kendall, right? Kai
Full
put us on
season.
this path. Kai put us on this path.
Wait,
so
can
we
I
going back.
say a quote really quick? This is directly from Aaron Rodgers himself.
Go ahead.
He said, "I'm 90% retired. I was 90% retired when I went into the darkness retreat. I think it scared Woody Johnson, and I think that's one of the things that scared him. He proclaimed so great to the world that he was basically going to retire a Packer, but because in his darkness retreat, the Packers couldn't. And I'll go find the quote. I know it's that he said it. The Packers couldn't contact him. He goes, 'Oh, I'm offended. I want to go to the Jets.'"
Explain to us, Kendall, why you would take Tua over Aaron Rodgers right now for the next 2 weeks.
Hey, cousin.
Look, I'm just making the counter argument.
That boy got the Ben 10 watch on. He ready to cook.
Hey, bro, I can't do it's full season part 4, bro. Like, and I'm gonna be front row with my popcorn, just waiting for the same script and the same play to just run it. It's like the Lion King at this point. Once we get to December, that's when Simba ran away because Scar told him that it was his fault, and that's when shit gonna go downhill. Tua might grow up to be a man and come back, and but I doubt it, bro. Like, dude get hurt, bro. I don't fuck with that nigga, bro. Like, he is fugazi as fuck because like, if you can't even touch the field or the court for me in your sport, bro, like, your value is 0 to me, dog. Like, and why Tua better than Aaron Rodgers, fam? Like, I'm sorry, like, or better to have. I don't care, bro. Like, I don't care where Aaron Rodgers' mind at. Like, he's a great quarterback. He was a great quarterback. He's a great quarterback in my opinion.
Was
The great?
You
Nah,
said the
I
word.
mean,
You said the word
Tua
yourself.
wasn't-
You said was.
Tua was never a great quarterback.
yeah.
He don't even know what it feel like. He don't know what it feel like to do the things Aaron Rodgers do.
Can't pull up those screenshots now, huh?
Was.
You didn't see him against the Cardinals. You didn't see him. Come on.
Come on.
I
No, but we never
I
got
saw
to
Tua highlights against the Cardinals today, and I said, "What are we doing with life? What is going on?"
Yeah,
Gave
What
up
happened to that
Baltimore
guy?
to let that shit go, bro. Let
bro.
it
Like,
go.
that nigga. I'm just gonna be quick because my old lady want to go out to eat. She just called me. Said she outside. But yeah, bro. Like, I'm never doing it with Tua. Tua's not getting a fan out of me. I would rather have Aaron Rodgers 10 times over with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. You got me fucked up. The arm is dead. The brain is cooked. I don't want. Ty, I can respect the whole like, oh, he went in darkness, 90% retired. I don't want. That's cool. I can deal with that over a nigga who got to look himself in the mirror and say, "Do I suck?"
Yes.
I'm
never gonna be that guy.
I'm presenting you the argument in which Aaron Rodgers, and I will continue to agree with my own statements. Aaron Rodgers is going to be fucking ass this season.
That's
And
fair.
it's
That's
gonna
fair.
start
but I
from
already
the
know
mentality.
that.
Listen, let's hope he is, because
Let's hope he is, because
He will be.
All
You
right.
can't. You've seen
Well,
so
y'all
many
boys,
players talk
trying to-
about how
be easy, bro.
All right, Kane.
you've seen so
Bring
many
My boy.
players.
boy.
Already. Hey, y'all follow these guys because they do taxes.
we've seen so many players talk about how once you start thinking about it, there's no going back. You're not the same player. You're not the same person. He's not gonna be the same player, not the same person. And just because I walked you just before we even brought Kendall on, I started listening to Aaron Rodgers' exact words. He said himself he was in a place where there was no bars of Wi-Fi, and then when he got back, he said, "Oh, it seemed like something changed." Yeah, well, the GM Brian Gutekunst also said that, and this is your former favorite team right there, Mr. Roy A. Shepard, said that they couldn't contact him, and nothing was happening. They tried to contact him before, he wouldn't respond. They tried to contact him during, he wouldn't respond. They tried to contact him after, he wouldn't respond. What are you going to do if you're an NFL GM? Move
I got
on.
a question. How much better does Aaron Rodgers have to be an improvement on Zach Wilson?
Zach Wilson isn't even
Throw
in
the
the
ball
stratosphere of an
forward,
NFL
yeah.
quarterback.
He could be the same
I would
quarterback
take.
he
Let me
was
think of
last
some
year.
shitty ass QB.
If Aaron Rodgers was on the Jets last year,
Zach
they
Wilson
make the
isn't better
playoffs.
than Matt Moore.
If Aaron Rodgers was on the Jets last year, they make the playoffs
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
instead of the
Sure,
Dolphins.
Aaron Rodgers wasn't 90% retired last year.
Cool.
Was he?
I understand. No, he wasn't. But all I'm saying is, and to your point, like we've seen that where players contemplate retirement, don't come back as well. Like Tom Brady didn't light the world up in his year.
He
After
could have retired an
again.
MVP basically. He had an
Yeah,
MVP
and then he
season.
came back and he
It
wasn't
was fucking
great.
ass.
Yeah, Aaron Donald. He said he was contemplating retirement. Didn't play to his standards. He was still pretty fucking good though. But like he didn't play to his standards per
He's
se.
also like what,
So
30 years old.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
there's merit to what you are saying, but I'm just saying, like we are not far removed from Aaron Rodgers being the best quarterback in the league, bro. Juan, we never got to you and hearing your biggest concerns, and I want to hear what your biggest concerns are about the upcoming.
I mean, look, I could, there's still some cop outs like injuries. I could easily go, just like construction of the team. To me, this is just a very consistently inconsistent team. Like last year, did we not have a 3-game winning streak followed by a 3-game losing streak followed by a 4-game winning streak followed by a 4-game losing streak? Like we literally finished 9-9. Like this is, what I'm saying? Like it's like the overall consistency of everybody, like the defense, the run game, Tua, Mike McDaniel, like just consistency in general. Like we need to find it quick too, because week one is a fucking matchup, bro. Like we have anything close to 10 for 28. I'm sorry, like Tua is getting punted to fucking Mars, bro. Because this is a Super Bowl contending quarter or team. That's what he's saying. Like we're contending for AFC championships at this point. So it's just there needs to be a level of consistency across the board from everybody, to where if we're not hitting it and hitting it early, like shit could get ugly real quick.
So is that your bar? Like AFC Championship is kind of like,
bro. I can't do that. Like
you can't look beyond the regular season.
It doesn't make sense to me to ever say a team like that hasn't been there and literally was just 500 last year is just gonna take the jump. Like, yeah, Vic Fangio could make that difference. Yeah, Jalen's gonna, potentially help out, but like the question marks of why we lost, like, really are still not unanswered. Like, like, are we expecting 17 plus from Tua? How can you expect 17 plus from Tua? Is Mike White the answer? Is he going to be better than Skyler or fucking Teddy Bridgewater? I can't tell. I don't know. So then I stop and I'm like, okay, is a wild card team fair? And it's like, bro, the AFC's fucking stacked, bro. Like it's stacked.
So one of the things that I think is happening, bro, I think people have already conceded the fact that Tua is going to miss games. I think they're just trying to like shift in their minds where he's going to miss the games. And they're figuring like
week three.
They figure like he get hurt early and he missed those 4 games in the beginning parts of the season.
Like, we're going for the end. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Have you seen December Tua?
Yeah, like that's my concern.
God.
So
that's another question too. It's like, bro, like December football, where it matters most. Who are we?
Can I ask a funny question?
Yeah.
Wait, I want before you do that, I wanted to give my concern. My biggest concern for this team is the same concern that y'all had last year that nobody mentioned. It's y'all fucking linebackers. I know y'all like upgraded
David
y'all
Long
linebackers.
without the injuries, buddy. Hey,
But
David
again,
Long is the Devontae Parker of linebackers.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just letting you know
bro,
that right now.
are we
And
sure?
this
Because
is-
Devontae
this is
Parker
the
could have
type
been
of player that Chris Greer loves to go after. Buy
It's
low,
just
they're
like-
always injured, and when they come here and they get injured, it's like, well,
What? He's
What
good when he
happened?
plays.
what?
How could
He
you-
was analytics, PFF. What? I don't get it.
You forgot
Yeah,
about the
that's
3
all I
games
want.
where they play really good, and then we all get excited, or not we all, because
That's
obviously
why-
you don't get
that's why
excited,
he
but
said
where
Devontae
everyone gets excited, but then
Speak for
Chris Greer
yourself,
goes
Captain
analytics.
Canada.
Shit,
Cal,
I
what's
was
the
one of
question
them.
that you want to ask?
I was gonna say just because it caught me when Juan was talking. When was the last time? And I want to do this with, like I told you guys, I'm trying not to get in too much trouble. When was the last time that you had an argument about a backup quarterback for an NFL football team?
It does not exist. You do not have a.
The last
franchise
time I think was
quarterback talking
Brocktober.
about QB2 quarterback controversies. Like it just doesn't.
Unless
We've
it was
been-
like us
we've-
arguing Matt Moore is better than Tannehill.
We've
like,
been having not even that. That was
And
just
then that
that
shows
wasn't
you
even
you don't
staying.
have a franchise guy.
We were having people legitimately argue throughout this offseason since March that Mike White is the answer to our problems over Teddy. We've had people debating the ability of Mike White and Teddy Bridgewater and Skylar Thompson. This is insanity. Like insanity.
It's Linsanity, but the Hawaiian version.
It's crazy. Like, look, you guys know I try to stay in the middle with things, but it just caught me there. It's like, when do you remember that? When do you remember a freaking argument about a backup quarterback? Like,
but it's not
You
though. Like,
don't,
you
dog.
don't hear.
I can't name you Justin Herbert's backup. Who the fuck is Joe Burrow's backup? Does Patrick Mahomes have a backup? I can't like Chad Henne.
nah, that's
Chad
Chet
Henne.
Henne, bro. That's Chet
Chet
Henne.
Henne
The
was
GOAT.
listen, bro,
hired.
don't
Who else?
disrespect the GOAT.
I don't know these people, bro. It could be somebody like an insurance agent.
Trevor
bro. Like, it
Simeon
doesn't
is
matter.
the
Like,
Bengals backup
It
quarterback.
could be an insurance agent, and if it is going to be one, it needs to be the primary sponsor of the Basement Sports Network, Simple
Hey.
Health Advisors. Ladies and gentlemen, insurance
That
does
was
not need to be
clean.
complicated. Make sure you email I Got James Pugh or give him a call today and tell him that the basement sent you. Email I Got James Pugh at jpugh@simplehealthadvisors.com or give him a call at 321-345-7738. We want to thank James Pugh and the people over at Simple Health Advisors for sponsoring not only this program, but the Basement Sports Network in its totality. I added an R to that word. You can take that off now.
I know Lamar Jackson's
appreciate-
backup.
well, because he's a Pro Bowler.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm just
I
saying.
can't wait for them to push me Pro Bowl Tua. I have the screenshots ready of fucking Mac Jones and fucking Huntley. Like,
y'all not rocking with Brett Hundley? Come on now. That was a
Listen,
backup
bro,
quarterback option.
That
for us.
team got noticeably worse the minute that motherfucker started playing quarterback for them, bro. That nigga ass.
Hey, the Ravens definitely didn't see it so because they just spent so much time debating whether they should give one of the best QBs in the NFL a freaking contract extension. So
That's
They
shit.
ponied up that cash though.
As they
but-
should, bro.
he was Broward bound. That's why. Let's be real.
I think it's interesting though. Like, I don't want to talk about Tua, but I think that's one of the most interesting. Like, that is absolutely the most interesting topic of conversation with this team. Like, without that man, like, your team is not a playoff contender, but you know that you're going to be without that man at some point during the season. Like, where is the irrational confidence coming from, Nando? Like, I know people are. Go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nando. No. I want Nando to talk.
Well, my confidence, honestly, that's why I'm scared. Like I mean, it's just if he's healthy, bro. But I'll be lying to you if I really think that's gonna happen. Like
So what else are you leaning on for this to be a good football team?
I'm leaning on the defense picking up their play, man. I think you got a lot of nice pieces in there, and you got a brilliant mind like Fangio. I think he's gonna bring that style that you like to see, like back when Flo was here in a way. You know what I mean? Just leaning on the defense. X is gonna have a bounce back year. I think I think X is gonna have like a crazy bounce back year because I think Fangio is gonna put him in position to be. and then having him and Ramsey just lock up on each side, and the ability to just, get the other guys involved. I think the pass rush is going to be at a level that we expect it to be, that we haven't freaking seen. I think Chubb is going to have a good year. Remember, he made the Pro Bowl with Fangio. And I really think like this defense is going to win us some damn games, like timely turnovers, like just right place at the right time, capitalizing on stuff like that. I'm more like I'm way more confident in the defense than the offense. I could tell you that straight up. Like I'm super high on this Fangio.
So let me ask you this,
bro.
Let me ask you this.
I need a little bit of Tua, just a little bit.
Is that team? Somebody said Cater in the slot. Cater Kohu. He better not be on it. He better not.
Nick Needham just got put on the pup, I think, right?
Yeah.
But I like to that point though. Like I want to know what you think. Like this team's identity is going to be though. Nando. Like, is this a defensive team? Is this an offensive juggernaut? With Tyreek talking about putting up 2K. Like, what's the identity of this iteration of the Miami Dolphins?
I think it should be defense because, like I said about Fangio, I really think he's going to make this defense like top notch, and I think it should be like defense, run the ball more, like Kai said. I mean, you got these 3 running backs that could run. It opens it up for the play action for Tua, but just Mike McDaniel's probably stubbornness to try to really get these big plays involved and really use these 2 weapons. I just think he's very pass friendly, bro. I think he wants to get creative. He's been calling all these run plays all his career, bro. He's just like desperate to just let the ball fly. So although I think it should be defense with a lot more run game and used to it here and there, it's kind of hard to say that when you have those 2 guys, but I feel like Mike McDaniel is going to get in the way of that. And I think he's just going to try to do a lot of the same things he was doing last year, bro, where it's a lot of passes and not enough running, bro.
So I think you like in a blending of the points that you and Kai made, like where he was supposedly like a run game guru. Like now I think he's trying to prove that he's a football genius. Like a lot of times I think that can work against you. Like at certain points, it does feel like he's outsmarting himself. Jay, I'm going to throw this question to you. The same one. Like, what is the identity of this team, bro? Like, is this a defensive team? Is this an offensive team? Like, what is it, bro?
I think you have to think going in it's going to be offense just because of the head coach. Like usually whatever minded defensive mind, offensive mind the head coach is, that's usually the way the team goes just because they're the top dog, I guess, in a sense. So I think we are going to be a little bit more offensive, which is crazy to say because I actually agree. I think our defense is going to be spectacular. I just think you bring back a lot of the same pieces, but you change the guy who's kind of arranging those pieces on the field and Fangio. I think they're going to be really good, but I do think it's going to be the offense, which is going to be what everyone's talking about and what is going to be the identity. Because I think last year they took turns in terms of the offense winning games and the defense winning games. There are times against bad teams where the offense won the games, but against good teams, if we won, it would be the defense. So I think for this year, I really think if we win games, it's going to be because of the offense going crazy against those good teams because I think the defense is going to set a standard of just being good throughout. Like I think we're finally going to see some sort of consistency. At least that's what I'm hoping to see under Fangio. So to me, it's all going to be about the offense and if they perform. So that's why I think they're going to get the credit if they win, even if they shouldn't, if you get what I mean. Like even if they shouldn't, the defense should be getting the credit for the win. It's going to be the offense during those specific games, whenever it is, when they go crazy, that's going to be the identity. Just because I think, again, it goes back to my first point. It all goes back to the head coach. And we all know Mike McDaniel ain't touch a lick of defense. So I think it's going to be offensive minded for sure. If you're talking about culture, if it's offense or defense.
So now I know JMV used to say all the time that even though everybody thought the Dolphins' run defense was shit, they never gave up like big running games. And that leads me to think like I think they're gonna give up like big run games. Like you didn't have like individual big run games from anybody last year. I think they're going to still have problems in the run game, even under Fangio. Are you motherfuckers firing Fangio like y'all was doing Boyer if the defense comes out and looks the same? Like if it's still inconsistent?
Hell no.
You got to ride it out.
Okay. Kai, tell me what you think this team's identity is.
They're going to pass it like 800 times. That's just what the identity is.
Yeah, I can see that shit.
But look,
for sure.
Let's be real.
But
they're
like,
going to pass the ball.
why wouldn't they? Like realistically, like this is a top 5 quarterback drafted, left tackle that's elite.
He's not being serious.
No, I am.
How do you not smile when you say that?
I've known you way too long to know that. As soon as you said top 5 quarterback,
that's not what he thinks.
But this is optics, right? Like top 5 drafted quarterback, top 2 wide receiver duo, and sometimes I don't even think it's 2, but whatever.
They're number one.
Offensive genius, Mike McDaniel. Why do we feel like this need to force a run game? Like most of the
Running the
time
ball
last
on
year, like
defense wins
the run
championships.
game. Look at the run game at Buffalo that second time. We ran through them hoes. So it's like when we needed to run, we did run. But it's like you got 2 Ferraris out there, and you're asking why I don't take the Harley out. Like, bro, fuck the Harley. Like,
So, Kai, you said run the ball, defense wins championships. Now, is that because that's what you believe this team should be, or that's what it's going to be?
I think it's because that's what they should be. Like you just mentioned, Juan,
I'm with
that when
you.
we ran the ball, we did a hell of a job doing it. So why is it that we can't? Why is it that instead we get to the point where we're too inept? We get to the point where we are continuing to make mistake after mistake after mistake and getting so used to just, you know what, fuck it, Tyreek's down there somewhere. Fuck it, Jalen's down there somewhere. And instead it's not in a situation of, okay, we can pass the ball, we can do this, we can do that, but let's just not stick to it, because at some point, once you become one-dimensional, then let's say the run game isn't working that day. You can't run, you can't pass, you're just fucked. Your offensive line sucks. You're just in a situation where you're like, all right, well, we're a one-dimensional team. If we run into a team that learns how to figure out what we're doing every single play and what we want to do every single play, nothing's going to work. Then it becomes that situation of even the greatest will sometimes just, if you become too one-dimensional, the greatest coaches can turn into shells of themselves. So if we're putting ourselves into a box and saying, all right, we're just going to pass because we have, and it's not even, you say you wonder sometimes if it's 2, it's 1. They're the best wide receiver duo in the NFL. And it's insane to not think so. Yes, we have them, and they are Ferraris, Bugattis, they're the best.
Chase and Higgins is up there though.
No, Chase and Higgins, they don't come close to Tyreek and Jalen. In my
They
personal
do.
opinion, maybe they're 2, but they're 2.
Your personal opinion is wrong.
They're 2 at like a 5.5, and Tyreek and Waddle are 1 at like a 3.9. Like it's just they're way far ahead of them.
Come on now, Kai
no,
Chisholm.
no.
Both of their receivers are better than your second receiver.
That's so great. They're still not better than Tyreek and Waddle. They're just not.
Chase and T. Higgins are both better than Waddle. So
You think Higgins is better than Waddle?
Yep.
Like that.
Hey,
to me is
listen, man.
50-50.
If Jalen Waddle learns how to catch, if Jalen
Waddle,
Waddle learns how to catch,
like Higgins
That's
does
what
have that
Watch
prototypical
out.
X, but
If Jalen Waddle learns how to catch, then we can have a different conversation. But so far,
like them as a running back.
dude, imagine how many
Jalen Waddle?
times.
Yeah,
he's more like a flanker. Like,
Dude,
he's not
imagine
really
how many times last year games would have been decided if
He
he
a
just
wingback.
caught the ball. Like I'm being so serious. I'm really not trying to be.
If he just caught it,
Like
if
he just caught it
kept
in
running.
stride. There was a situation I can see it visually right now. It's like I'm like VR. I'm right there. It's like there was a situation. He's running a post, a deep post. You can clearly see that if he catches the ball in stride, there's nothing but green in front of him. What does he do? He stops, jumps up, catches the ball at his chest, and falls to the ground.
Fucking Vikings game,
Nothing.
Buffalo playoff game.
I'm about to say the
Nothing but green ahead of
playoff,
him.
the
first
playoff
half of the
game,
Ravens
bro,
game too.
The
Yeah.
playoff game, Jalen Waddle dropped some pretty big passes in that game. Like, and so that's.
Does he still
I
drop
agree
him
with
if it's from Tua?
You mean does he
I
still?
think
drop if
it
it's from
was the righty spin that was throwing him off.
Does he drop it if it was from Aaron Rodgers?
But guys, Tua throws a catchable ball. Come on,
Yeah, he
guys.
throws a pretty ball, bro. That's what
I
I'm
ain't
saying.
That's too bad they don't know how to catch it.
All things. If all things are perfect, then Tua can throw a pretty ball. Like,
If all
Yeah.
things are perfect.
hey, bro,
Never mind.
that's what I be hearing when people talk
No.
about.
I was gonna say something.
If
fucked up
everything
shit.
is perfect, then one, I do want to hear, bro. What is this team's identity, bro? In your opinion,
Bro, it's offense, bro. Like top 5 players on this team in order: Tyreek, Armstead, Waddle, Jalen, X. Like I'm not, and maybe X or JP. I'll alternate, but my team is built around the offense. Like I'm not out there trying to say, hey, I'm gonna stop Josh Allen from scoring. No, I'm going out there saying I'm gonna outscore that motherfucker. And it's like, just dig in, bro. Like, just have full force what you're gonna do and have an idea for it.
My
A lot
bad.
of
Kai told
times,
me to
like,
take him out for a second, and I took him out like
Because
a
I was
minute
saying bye to
after he-
Juliana. That's why.
Oh, I took him out like a minute after he told me to do it, and then he was like, "What the fuck? Put me?" Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Juan.
no, you good. And I just think you just gotta lean into what you do best, and that's literally it's Tua, it's Tyreek. It is to me. I just don't see, like, if you're telling me you're gonna have Austin Jackson or Liam Eichenberg lead your run game, I don't know how feasible that's gonna be. I can't even name you who's potentially gonna be our left guard. There's just, as far as a run game element, I don't see why I'm gonna hit my head against the wall. I'd rather just go ahead and say, you know what? Here's a screen, here's a dump off, here's a little orbit motion, here's a jet motion, and I'll fake the run game till I make it, bro. Honestly. The defense part to me is where, like, I get kind of like excited because Fangio, I'll give him his credit until he fucks up, but Fangio is a genius, and you could get real funky with our players, bro. You could put Jaylen out at free, you could put Javon out on the slot, you can put Cater out wide, put him in the slot. Like, you could get real creative with our secondary, and you're hoping that the duo of JP and Chubb give you at least 30 sacks, bro. Like, I feel like that's the number I need to see hit. I don't think I'm going to get too many sacks from Wilkins. Raekwon isn't getting me too many sacks. Saylor isn't either. Like, the sacks need to come from Chubb, and they need to come from don't even get me started on Emmanuel Agba, please. And I just think that the secondary can get real creative, but our team is offensive, bro. It's 100% offense.
First of all, you didn't mention their third best defensive end, Brandon Jones, and I'm offended by that because that's not a
That's
DB.
my dog.
All that boy do is blitz.
Brandon Jones is gonna be I believe so. You guys know I'm a Brandon Jones fan. I think he's gonna be so fucking good in this defense. I believe he's gonna be so good. I know Javon Holland.
He's gonna get the most quarterback hurries on the
Brandon
team.
Jones is gonna be fucking Nick Needham. Fuck Cater Co. Brandon Jones is gonna be so fucking good. In those, like, oh, this is our guy. This is our diamond in the rough. Brandon Jones is gonna be so fucking good.
Not at covering people because he's not good at that at all.
Oh, absolutely not. But that's not what he's gonna be asked to do. So
yeah, blitz boy.
Yeah,
exactly. Be good. They talk about Deshaun Elliott and Javon Holland.
Yeah, so we're about to wrap this show up, but I want to get y'all way too early season record predictions. Mind you, I want to let everybody know that you reserve the right to change this because we're gonna be doing this show every week leading up into the season, and then the last preseason game is when we'll get your official predictions. So this is gonna be the first one. Next time I ask y'all, gonna be on the last preseason game. Right now, gut feeling, Nando. What's the record for this season?
11-6.
Okay. I fuck with it. No explanation at all. Jay, what's the record for this season?
Well, based on the fact that Tua's not hurt yet, 12-5.
The way you said it, bro.
Hey, listen, you stay optimistic. You avoid that train until that train get here. Gotcha, Chisholm. What's the way too early season prediction?
A month ago on 3 yards per carry, I said 12-5. I'm sticking with 12-5.
Bro, just copy me, man.
Yeah, you copied me a month late, buddy. I know Canada's a little whack up there, but
my boy said he got that on wax. Juan Cardona
5-12.
Oh shit!
I'm sick of y'all shit. I was going 9-8. And the bullshit y'all just put out there. 5-12. Don't even ask me. 5-12.
Look, last year I said that my border was 10-7, and we got 9-8 in a playoff game. I'm still not really happy about that. We said it. I kept saying 10-7, 10-7, 10-7. It has to be 10-7. I think that with the additions that you made, with a year in the system, which is something that the Dolphins haven't had both offensively and defensive. Well, now it's not a year in the system for defense, but a year in the system, at least with the offense, we haven't had that in fucking years, decades, maybe. I think that the floor is absolutely 11-6, and they should go 12-5. But if you don't finish 11-6, you got to start firing people and trading people. Absolutely.
I think that this team is going 9-8.
Oh, no. Fuck, man.
I don't think so.
That's where I was. You had me
That's
go
it?
last, and like,
Yeah.
Think
I
about it.
know.
Wait. Think
You need
about
to
it.
balance
Juan.
out the
Think about it.
average.
One.
If you're
That was
thinking
on
about
purpose.
it,
That's
this
intentional,
team,
my boy. Like
this
I gotta
team
let
I
should
you
go
know,
11
bro,
and
but I
6.
couldn't keep the 9-8, bro. I couldn't.
Juan, think about it. This team should go 11 and 6. Flat border. As we're looking at it right now on July 20, 2023, their bottom should be 11 and 6.
what they should be and what they are going to be.
But I'm just saying, if we think about it from what, like, if we're trying to not
So
be like
let's
the
say in
cynical
13
Dolphin
games,
fan,
Tua goes 8
it
and
should
4.
be 11 and 6.
Mike White is getting you 3 wins,
You said in 13 games he's going 8 and 4. That math doesn't add up.
or because he's hurt that one game, he's not gonna get the loss. So, I mean, I could give him 8 and 5.
They gonna give it to Mike White if Mike White play one
Juan.
quarter and they lose.
Hey Juan, 6 plus 7 is 12, or 6 plus 7 are 12.
Exactly.
Okay. 6 plus 7 is 13.
Yeah, but either way, like I think that's a good place to like stop the show. We'll be back next week, so y'all make sure y'all check that out. Thank you guys in the comments as always for joining the show, making it much more fun than it would have been without you. Thank you to the guys on the panel, my man Kachi and Chisholm, my boy Juan Cardona, my man Nando, and of course the NPC himself, 416J. We'll see y'all next week.